Pro already underway.
That's right. Lucas Walker, Scott Taylor. Scott Taylor out of Montana gets it done against the Cool Whip Camaro. Lucas was 11 green, 1 above. Scott Taylor was 11 green and dead 7 to get there first by 7 thousandths of a second. Gabe hanging out here with us, coming all the way in out of Minnesota.
The Mafia is in
The
building.
Mafia, somebody let the Mafia in the building. And I thought that we had done a better job of that in Vegas of like kind of getting rid of the Mafia here. And then the Minnesota guys come in and go, well, apparently there's an opening.
The loon is definitely showing here. Chad Sandlin, left-hand side, dialed 621 in the S10. The Sandlin family truck.
Steve Mang over to right, the Mustang, dialed 694. Head start right lane as Mang is already lined up, ready to watch the tree drop. Red light starts Sandlin by 9 thousandths of a second. The pickup truck's going to bow out here, and Mang's Mustang is going to go dead 0. 31 green and 694 on the 694. We are getting down to just a handful of cars left in our categories as our final pair. How about the story of Cole Dickoff? This truck is actually being piloted by Cole. He is a friend of it. It's kind of one of those very touching stories, unfortunately. Family lost their son. Cole steps into the seat. They spent some time in the year between last year and this one, got the truck painted to match the color of the junior, and Cole Dickoff trying to keep this rolling. 755, the dial for the 76 Love Truck.
As Curtis oh man, that's a last name that's Zinzalita. Thank you, Nate Hershey. As he clicks at 14 thou too soon. Cole, I'm going to move on to round number next. 37 puts it 2 under with a 1. As Zinzalita, 14 red, puts her dead 2. No good. And we'll see Cole.
How about Cole?
Semifinals of Pro already.
Again, the gray Love Truck getting a paint job. Again, it was painted to match the color of Josh's junior. They figured that's what it needed to be, and my friend has taken the Love Truck down to a very small number left in Pro. We've got another raffle to draw here as we are getting ready to roll into round number 5 of Super Pro. We need the $100 raffle. So we've got 20 names on the list, including like Gabe Torres, GTI, that's Gage the intern, Fuller, Barnhart, Shelby Williams, Leroy Duran, Monty Beagle, whole bunch of them that are on here. And I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to let Gabe pull this one.
The new GTI, if you will.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, trust me, Gage will be up here fighting you for that spot.
I promise.
But,
maybe.
Don't look. One number
and
one number only.
Number 17. Oh, my. Tell me it isn't true. Gage the intern.
Number 17.
You're going to the million.
Well, Gage loaded this one up. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots on here. Gabe Torres had a couple of them. Snyder had one. Fuller had a couple. But number 17, Gage, you can thank Gage for drawing your number. Sorry. Gage, you can thank Gabe.
There you go. As we got our 4-wheel.
Wow.
Man, that was...
That's crazy.
Is that fate? What would you call
it? It might
be.
be.
As we got one of our 4-wheelers on track, and it looks like we got our tractors rolling. Going to do a little bit of tractor farming, or track farming, if you will, as we say in the middle of a cornfield in Iowa.
That is fortuitous for GTI.
Man, I feel like I just made someone's day.
Oh, you trust me.
Sure did.
Trust me, you did more than make somebody's day. That it doesn't matter. I mean, whoever number got pulled out of there, you were going to make their day.
100%.
You were going to make their day.
Especially since it is, what was it, 2-3 years ago that he was officially Gage the intern?
Yeah.
And how have the turntables, if you will, if that is how the
tables have turned?
Yeah, I was talking about the Office quote. That works too.
Yeah. All right. All right, so we have got our Super Pro door cars back in the staging lanes for round number 5, the Hoosier round number 5. Again, we've been giving away our best losing pack. Hey, I'm going to introduce Gabe to Gage. Gage is standing behind you. Yeah, he's the one between the ladies at the Diva desk that picked the numbers for you and then this guy that pulled the number for you. You know, there's new BFF, new bestie. That is pretty cool. The tractors are out there, and man, the lights are on under the strip, and I always love when the lights come on under the strip. Been out here for 22, 23 years now, and when the lights come on this facility, it is amazing. Why is he taking credit for it? What, KJ, he took credit for it last year too? KJ is taking credit for you put in the financial part. Oh, KJ, that's right. KJ did it there you go. Okay. All right, that's right. Just load one of them up really big and hope for the best. Apparently, now everybody's going to be like, no, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick one raffle, and I'm going to pick like 8 spots. It did work. Apparently, it worked.
Like I was going to say, I mean, hey, if you want to drop $200 on one raffle and hope you win a good chunk, who's stopping you?
We'll see. Hey, Ryan O'Connor. I know that last round didn't go the way that you wanted it to. Didn't want you to. It just didn't go. But you had the best losing package.
And you know that means?
That means you get a Kid Performance $500 payday. Thank you very much to Mark Kidd, the Kid Performance team, Race Kid. They have done so much for bracket racing across this part of the country, and they do so much for so many racers. I mean, Kid Performance in Dino is a place that a lot of folks from this part of the world trust to get their cars ready to go, and they definitely do not disappoint. So Mark Kidd, Race Kid, you guys, the Kidd family, all of you, thank you so much for being a part of this, for continuing to be a part of the Flings. And, again, thanks to Jegs and Hoosier for putting on the live feed. Warren's team has been out here, the Mosier Engineering Spring Fling Million, presented by Rad Torque Systems. We are in a Biondo Performance Wednesday for $30,000. We're getting ready to go into round number 5 of Super Pro. It's the Hoosier round, best losing package here. Get some really, really nice stuff from Hoosier to the tune of a set of slicks.
Can I just quick add an entry in there?
Yeah. You're like, I'm looking to be the best loser this time.
I'd prefer that.
For new shoes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as it's the start of the year, a lot of these people are probably looking at new shoes here toward the middle of the season. And Hoosier Racing Tire, thank you for helping us donate a pair of slicks.
We appreciate that very, very much. To all of the sponsors that make this possible.
100% as Super Pro Door Car rolling in to the water box as Chuck Sanders going to be the first on the left-hand side, 628 dialed S10.
G-Dub in the Sonoma, dialed in at 576 as Super Pro Door Car is underway. Yep, Montana, Colorado, and Washington. Hey, Troy, I'm new here. Can you explain to me how this thing works? What is this?
Yeah, why is there numbers on the board?
Ronnie doesn't think that's funny.
Ronnie. So Chuck Sanders is going to take about, let's just round it up, about a half a second head start ahead of Gary Williams. G-Dub, of course, the 576 dial will leave half a second later, in theory.
Yeah. About a bulb.
As 6 thou separate him on this end. Win likely to go to G-Dub 008 dead 3. Puts him 11 total, taking 7 thou. Chuck Sanders 002, one above 6. Not going to get it done.
I'll bring out Michael Miller, the educator out of New Mexico, hoping that he's going to be able to provide a little bit of education to his opponent over on the other side. But the Don Davis-built Roadster is dialed in at 585.
And Joe Kidd dialed 678 in the full body car. As going to try and hold off the Roadster by about, I'd say, rounding up a second-ish. about 2 bulbs.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
I don't know. That math tracks a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the tree and if you can discern the difference between that and that, go ahead.
Yeah, no, thank you. Oh. Advantage going to go Joe Kidd. Win light going to go Joe Kidd. 10 and a good chunk above. Wow. Tighten that up to 3,000. Oof. Michael Miller missed it and puts it 7,000 under. No dice. Joe Kidd going to move on. Ouch. As Andy Schmall. Left-hand side. Idaho Falls, Idaho based. I believe that would be their Cavalier.
And Michael Pennington, the Roadster on the right side, dialed in at 513. And, you know, it's really weird when your mom sends you a text that says, sneak a peek at the moon.
Oh, that is very, very
cool.
bright.
Kind of cool. What's better is when it starts to rise here and it's right above the horizon, that thing looks huge.
Huge.
But it's one of those nights where, you see that? That shot was taken here.
That is
the moon
amazing.
was rising, a couple of F-16s coming into land. Away we go.
Advantage going to go Schmall. Win light going to go Schmall. 004 dead, 4-8 total. Michael Pennington is 12 and locked out, puts her dead 8, but is 12 thou behind. Andy Schmall going to be move on.
We'll bring out Jaden Lawler. Lawler in the Cobalt with a dial of 6.01 for the Jacksonville, North Carolina-based car.
And Ken Passerby, I'm going to believe, is going to be dialed 687 on the left-hand side in the Chevy Vega. I'm still trying to discern if that is just flat black or if that's got some metallic color to it.
In Passerby's car? Or
Yes, Passerby's.
You know, it depends on how the light hits it.
Exactly. Them midnight colors work real well. As someone who is a big fan of midnight blue.
Which Passerby, I do like the silver that's worked in there into the paint job. I like it.
Silver. Oh my.
1 thou separate them up front. Lawler is 14 and goes one above. 6-0. 8-0. Getting their first 12 thou to turn on the scoreboard right side of the racetrack. Passerby was 15, ended up 2 above, and will hand over the win light to Lawler as Jaden will be back.
Into round number 6. Michael Johnson, left-hand side, 624, dialed Camaro. Out of Springdale, Arkansas.
Scott Hess, a longtime local here in Las Vegas, has since relocated down to Surprise, Arizona. That's 66 Nova, dialed in at 558. 3 thou separate them in reaction time. Hess was 30 and goes 559 on a 558 with a 14 thou stripe to score a trip to round number 6. Michael Johnson, 33 green, and ends up 2 above. 626 on the 624, no good.
That'll bring up Kyle Coltrera out of Elliott, Maine, the 618 dialed door truck.
Philip Pennington. Let's see here. It's another Pennington, which would mean another Roadster. And did they say it was Poth, Texas? Poth. It's kind of like after you've had a few too many drinks and you're trying to say post. It's over there by the Poth. I tried, but I hit the Poth on the way to park the car. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. All right, 480 to a 618. A couple of last-minute adjustments in the car, making sure that the helmet's down just right. You can see the tree just right. Pre-stage bulbs are lit.
Just flicker that bulb. It's all you want.
Just burn.
Wow.
Oh. That one was wicked up front, 002 to a 003, and Pennington. Going to go 481.5 on the 480 to be above 15 thou and taken a little bit more stripe than he needed to. But that 003 light could not convert it into a win light, and that will convert to a win for the Roadster. Again, with that 003, ends up 2 above, 620 on a 618 for Kyle. But Pennington continues his charge, and we have got, looks like one more pair of our Super Pro door cars. I can't believe sun's beginning to set, lights are on. And for folks that are making their first trip out here to the Strip, it's one of those times where you get an opportunity to take a look at the arch that lights up nice at night. And I would recommend, this is just one of those things, you can't see it really well from the pits, but if you kind of go out into the main parking lot and head up towards the dirt track, take a look back, you see the entire Las Vegas Strip all lit up with the Sphere. It's just one of those really cool views. Really cool views you don't get from a lot of other places.
I am so excited to be staring at that for the next couple of days. The Sphere. Can't wait to be looking at that the next couple of days. At this, like I said, an amazing racetrack. My first time here, and I have nothing but great things to say about this place. And of course, you call this place home, so I'm just so glad that I get to spend a couple days. I'm not staying until Saturday, unfortunately. But get to enjoy a nice couple days of heat and warmth and no snow, no ice, none of that. And I get to be in the middle of a desert and enjoying some sun.
Well, it's like Reinhardt said, you never have to shovel heat. You guys can shovel the heck out of your snow.
Yeah.
But we don't ever shovel heat.
Yeah, we got tired of that. So we said, yeah, let's go to Vegas. Prefer that.
There's some days it's hot enough, we feel like we're shoveling the heat, but we don't ever actually do it. So as we're getting our final pair kind of situated down here under the arch, again in round number 5, just some great shots. Again, thank you so much to Warren and his team. Les up top, Travis, the guys, they are just doing a spectacular job of just getting some great angles. They showed you a minute ago as you kind of look across the desert over here towards the sand dunes, the moon starting to come up. It's really, really nice. Granted, the moon's starting to make its way out of the view now, but that's just one of those cool things. Just one of those cool things. It's pretty awesome. That's fine. Your phone, your watch is quicker than my phone, but hey, Dragsters, round number 5. Dragsters, round number 5. Let's go ahead and get you making your way back into the staging lanes, please. Dragsters, round number 5. Come on down. Final pair of door cars.
As that is Gabriel Hernandez Jr. out of Sonora, Mexico, the 610 dialed door truck over on the left-hand side.
And Jorge Alberto Cans out of Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico, the 84 Thunderbird. So Team Mexico. I mean, the nice thing about it is, do we have to race each other? Sure, but we're all the way into round number 5 before we get to that point.
And the ironic thing is, this is how Dragsters ended last round, with a Mexico on Mexico battle, if you will.
Well, the other beautiful thing about it is you're already into the pay rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You're going to be headed up here to pick up a check. One of them gets the opportunity to make that check a little bit bigger than the other.
As you always say, cha-ching.
Cha-ching. 3,000, the difference up front. The Thunderbird with the advantage, and it's going to be a win light for Hernandez. Gabriel is 20 green and 612 on the 610. Alberto got their first 37 thou and breaks it out by 8 thousandths of a second. Needed to take 29 thou or less.
And we will see Gabriel in round number 6. It's hard to get into round number 6.
Yeah.
At 7:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Got to get used to Pacific.
Pacific Daylight Time?
Yeah, back home it is 9:30. Yuck.
You know what also it sounds like to me back home? I don't know. How cold is it back home right now?
Let me quick find a news source for that one.
So is it Skeeter time?
Most certainly not.
Not yet?
No.
Not warm enough for those yet?
Mm-mm.
Is that more summertime?
Yes, 100%. And when we're at the racetrack in Brainerd with all of our friends, it is it gets pretty skeetery toward the end of the night, and it's not a lot of fun. Yeah, it is 32 degrees. The high today,
not Skeeter time. Yeah.
The high today at back home, 34. The low is 29. So at least we're consistently there. But It is snowing right now. Ugh.
You know, y'all can keep that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So we've got some dragsters rolling into the staging lanes. Hey, racers, your attention, please. For those of you that are on property with us here, as you are preparing to leave tonight, if you are not going to be staying here, what you can do is you can head out of the main gate, and instead of turning right like you have been turning out of the gate to head up towards what we call the loop road, that road has been closed. We are now going back to our regular traffic pattern. When you leave tonight, if you are exiting the facility, turn left and head towards the speedway over here. That way, as you head out towards the super speedway, you'll go past the admin building and get right out that way. So you do not have to go all the way up past the dirt track to take the loop road anymore. You can come right out of the gate, hang the left, go down to the main road, and take that up to the freeway. Again, that traffic pattern was set up last weekend because this is the type of property that we have all kinds of stuff happening all the time. Last weekend, we had muscle cars at the Strip. At the same time, right across the way in the parking lot at the Super Speedway, we had a big foodie fest that had just hundreds and hundreds of food booths plus a big stage. They had a lot of traffic things blocked off in order to make sure that people were going to the right place. Like, you didn't want to be going to the drag race and end up at the food fest and vice versa. So they had people travel in different ways. But now the loop road has been reclosed. When you go out the main gate, hang the left, head down towards the super speedway, and you can make your way right on out of there.
Yeah, we don't have that many events back home, but we usually have 4 or 5 during a weekend. I think we've had, let's just see here, CRA Superbikes on the road course, drag strip. I think we've had mud bogs. Drifting is now optional at the same time, and then watercross.
Mud bogs?
Yes, mud bogs at Brainerd.
Oh, yeah.
We have a mud bog back over by turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, snowmobiles on water, because why not? Snowmobiles on the drag strip. We've had them on snow. We've had them in the air for a world record jump.
You see, what happens here in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
No. What happens here in Vegas is we have things to do. So we don't necessarily go, hey, I have a snowmobile. There's some water. Hold my beer. We do other things. But no, that's the kind of stuff that's cool. That's how some of these great forms of motorsports actually come about.
Oh, yeah.
Is somebody's like, you know what? I've got this. I've got that. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's try this out. I want to take a hydroplane boat, put wheels on it, and let's try and make it down the drag strip.
Why not?
That ain't going to go wrong.
It's like, who came up with the idea of the demolition drags?
Cletus.
Cletus?
Yeah, I believe so. That would make the most sense.
I can tell you he stole that idea from Streetcar Supernationals. Because, yeah, they have a tendency to bounce off each other and keep going. Well, it was actually way back in the day. It was called PSCA. But
okay, yeah. Well, I had a flashback from this past year, and I will say no more. Meh.
Stuff happens.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that, and it was probably darn near 2 a.m., and y'all were still, round 2 at that point? And it was like...
Oh, I was long gone, man.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
But, no, it was... There's been some really, really great events. There's some awesome ones. Like, did you watch the motocross that they did here from the drag strip?
I did not get to see that one, but I saw clips of that, yes. Where they put just all the dirt on the on both sides of the drag strip.
Yes.
And I think they did the same with Charlotte as well.
Yes.
And that turned out really, really good.
I'll tell you what's amazing about it is, and Jeff could even tell you more, but the way that they actually put that down, they put down a bunch of sawdust. They put down first a layer of sawdust and then put the dirt there because you can't exactly put a bunch of plywood down there. It'll stick to the glue, ruin the track. So by putting the sawdust down and then putting the dirt on top of it, literally after they come in and scrape up the dirt, they blow the sawdust away and it's like they were never here.
Huh.
It's a disappearing act. It's amazing how they set it up.
The more you know.
It is amazing. And it's, I will say this, and I'm sure Jeff probably had a bigger coronary than the rest of us watching the first time. We were having an event here when they came out to do it the first time. Literally, like, as we were wrapping up the event, the dump truck was rolling in with the first loads of dirt. We're all pretty anal about our racetracks. Like, they've got to be clean. They've got to be this. So to actually have a dump truck come in and purposefully dump dirt on your racetrack is like, this is
Painful.
not right.
Painful. Just,
But it turned out to be an awesome event.
Yeah, and it's not even for dirt drags either. It's for jumpy.
Right.
It's for jumpy bikes. As Dragsters pulling into the water box.
So Ken Windley out of Caldwell, Idaho. Again, we are getting down into the little numbers that are left. I don't know that we're going to be in a ladder round just yet, but we are getting really close because we got to be down to 8 cars. This is where we actually start setting the ladder. We should be coming up pretty close when we're going to start combining the two categories. So Wendley, with a 465 dial, burns out right side.
And Donovan Williams, left-hand side, dialed 444. Of course, Donovan been running across the country with, of course, the family, and I believe Jake Clayton's been tagging along with the with those folks as of late. As I just got the message. Larice Pro will take you to the lanes, please. Larice Pro, we will take you to the lanes for your semifinal. Entry number P813, you have the bye. Once again, that is Papa 813, you have the bye in the semifinal of Larice Pro.
Winley's going to get the car staged up and set. There is Williams.
How about 7th thou? Separate him on this end. Williams going to move on. 008, 2 above 9, taking 7th thou as Winley 15 on the let go, 2 above 9. No good. We'll see Donovan Williams in round number, I believe that is 6.
Hey, Steve White lining up right side, dialed 497, trying to fight his way into round number next.
Colt Psalm, left-hand side, dialed 463 out of Norman, Oklahoma. Of course, the Psalm folks been doing really well as of late. Wow.
Ooh, 2 thou up front. 6 to an 8, wind light turns on for Psalm. That's one of those things, when you're on it, you just can't seem to do anything wrong. Steve White was 006, ends up 2 above. Psalm 008 and dead 9, taking 13 thou at the stripe to move on to round number 6.
Wow. Dallin Farmer, left-hand side, dialed 454 out of Abilene, Texas.
And Parker Theobald from just north of St. George in Washington, Utah. It's about 1 hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours up the road. And if you drive like some people do, apparently it's only 35 minutes. No, I'm kidding. But 486 is the dial for Parker. And Parker had a really nice weekend down in Tucson, picking up a big check and a win in their other car. And unfortunately had a little issue with the other car this time. So it's pretty much just the Dragster.
2 thou, separate them up front. Win light going to go to Talon Farmer. How about 1 dead 1, 2 total, taking 6 thou. Parker Theobald is 3 and was wasting methanol. 2 total, Talon Farmer. Hello, where did that come from?
So we've seen a 6-pack get beat by a 3-pack. We've now seen an 8-pack get beat by a 2-pack. Oh.
Ow.
Oh.
My knees already hurt, and they hurt more from that. Bodie Bennett, left-hand side, 459 out of Shallow Water, Texas.
You know what? That might be good for a new pair of shoes.
Nah, Hopefully.
that might work out for a set of Hoosiers. Jacob Collins, Gilroy, California, the American-built car, 454. Dial in over on the right side.
Yeah, let's just narrow the tree difference to nothing.
Goodness gracious.
Might as well.
Goodness me.
Yep, 5 hundredths will separate him on the starting line. In favor of Bodie Bennett with a slight, and I mean slight, let-go advantage. And I jinxed it.
Not totally. Jacob Collins, 10 on the tree, ends up with a 456 on a 454. Bodie Bennett was 002 red and bailed out of it to be 486 on a 459. I think Bodie didn't want to hear the red and dead on thing from his point of view, but after he dropped it red by 2 thou, he just said, look, I'm going to get better gas mileage by coasting the rest of the way down the racetrack. Waste a little less fuel.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Super Pro Door Cars. Super Pro Door Cars will take you to the lanes, please. Super Pro Door Cars, take you to the lanes, please. As Bradley Johnson, left-hand side, Morrison, Colorado runner, dialed 470.
Matt Dattis dialed in 459, and Matt Dattis is actually, he doesn't know this yet, but he's actually going to be an exercise because we heard Ronnie talking a little earlier about, I don't know how I feel about this AI stuff. I actually used Matt Dattis as an example, and I will show you where AI will find all of the wins that Matt Dattis will
As Bradley Johnson, 008, puts her dead 4, going to move on. Dattis turns it 6 thou, red, and clicks it off.
Let's just say the result set came back fairly large.
Oh, dear. It knew I had a podcast. That's the weird thing.
Zach Clark, Mission, British Columbia. 457 the dial for the Miller-built car, right side of the racetrack.
Colby Fuller, left-hand side, out of Savannah, Georgia, dialed 486. I believe that is a K&N sponsored machine.
It is. You want to know something cool about that car?
Sure.
The oil filters that you buy at the store before they went on the shelf, tested on that car.
And Colby Fuller going to move on. 006 to above 0, taking 39. Zach Clark for sure missed it. He was 60-something because I'm not giving you guys the meme fuel. And clicks it 2 thou under. No good. Colby Fuller moving on to round number 6. That one. There we go.
Just say it.
No.
Just say
never.
it. Make Austin mad. Just say it.
I will never do it.
Just say it.
Dustin Wirtz out of Nampa, Idaho. Down 463. Really, Ronnie?
G-Money, Gabe Torres. Rolling up here on the right side out of La Puente, California. 463, so identical dials. I love that shot.
That's a great shot. Oh.
Oh. Both drivers are red. Identical dials. Dustin Wirtz is 002 red. Gabe Torres is 001 red. Gabe gets the win light, and then they both go under. There's just way too much flashing and way too much red going on that times on the screen right now.
It's too many blinky lights for me, and I haven't even made it to the casino yet. Doug Johnson, left-hand side, dialed 462 out of Pleasant Grove, Utah. One of the older chassis still in the game here.
Are you planning on going, you planning on stopping down by a casino?
No, because I'm not of age.
Oh. I was going to say, because I'll give you a few tips. Show you a few things.
You can
Here
wait
a
a
little
couple
bit.
years.
Philip Pennington, 469 is the dial right side. No, it's not a bad idea. I'll teach you exactly the best way to win today. 1 thou separated them in reaction time. 24 to a 25. Pennington's 24 green and ends up running it right down the middle of Broadway. Since the screen already cleared, give me just a second, and we'll tell you what happened. Come on. Just trying to play catch up. Final car is in the water box. But
and there it is.
come on.
There it is. Oh, man, they didn't even show the slip. Come on.
That didn't work.
Oh, well.
All right, Pennington won.
That works.
Gabriel Hernandez. What is it? Last time we finished with Team Mexico. Now we're finishing with Team Mexico.
We finished with Team Mexico in Dragster round
Pro.
Pro. And then in Pro. And
Crazy.
then in Dragster again. Huh.
472 on the 471, 25 green.
And speaking of Pro, look at
Boom.
who's on the line. The semifinal of Pro. As Stephen Mang, left-hand side, the Westminster, Colorado-based Mustang, down 694.
So it's Colorado, Washington, and Montana. Cole Dickoff is trying to make his way into a final round in what was the vehicle that would have been Josh's when he graduated out of junior. So 753.
Oh, my. Advantage going to go Stephen Mang. Win light going to go Stephen Mang. 18, 4 above 6, taking 2 thou. He tightened that up real tight. As Cole, 47 and 1 above 9, not going to cut it. But that was a good showing out of Cole, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. Cole making it down to 3 in pro.
Amazing, amazing, amazing showing for Cole.
Scott Taylor, Montana. So it's going to be Montana versus Colorado. And I'm just a total dork because every time I say Montana, I ultimately think of Hunt for Red October when they're sitting there talking about it. And the guys, I would like to see Montana. You guys are like, what's that? Don't even know what that movie is. Are you kidding me?
He expects me not to because I'm not of this generation.
Well, I'm just saying it's a great, great movie. It's Scott Taylor, 24 green, 675 on a 675. Introduced my son to it. He's hooked on it. It's a great Sean Connery movie. He's a Russian submarine captain that's basically defecting. No, it's not a Bond movie. But it's a, who was the guy that did all the, Clear and Present Danger. Yeah, that one.
Hey, Super Pro Door Cars, I'm missing a few of you. Super Pro Door Cars. I'll take you to the staging lanes, please. Super Pro Door Cars, take you to the staging lanes, please.
They'll get here.
They'll get here. Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, spectacular movie. And at one point, the guy talks about he wants to live in Montana, which I don't blame him, except for the snow.
Man, always the snow with this man, I swear. No,
Gabe's like,
come on, man. I know, I already.
he's like, what's up with the snow? It's fine.
Yeah, well, when you have snowmobiles, it is, but anything else, it is not fun. Especially when you when your snowblower breaks and you need to shovel everything. It is not fun. It is probably one of the more not fun
I can see that.
things.
Oh, there we go. Thank you very much, Pod. It is the Tom Clancy books, and they're just like, some great, great, great stories about different things that happened during the Cold War, and it's amazing.
Yeah, Tom Clancy's made a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
Video games, books.
Well, there are a bunch of things based on Tom Clancy's books.
Yeah.
So
I suppose.
a lot of that stuff is really good. Yep, Mike English, you're absolutely right. There is, well, actually, I don't know. Is there a bad Sean Connery movie? The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen wasn't that great.
Unfortunately, I cannot put my opinion on that. I also have not seen that. However, I have seen 12 Angry Men, so that was...
Yeah, that thing.
For 30 years, Autoland Outlets has supported the sport of drag racing. We support the tracks, the events, and you, the racers. In fact, Autoland Outlets customers have been winning on the track and picking up big checks from the Autoland Outlets Big Money Bracket Racing Contingency Program. Be or refer an Autoland Outlets customer to qualify. Trucks, SUVs, and more. Nationwide shipping available. Go to AutolandOutlets.com/racing.
Advanced Product Design, also known as APD, is the Sportsman Racer's industry leader in carburetor and fuel systems. Whether you are a big buck bracket racer or a weekend warrior, contact the knowledgeable staff at APD for high-quality gasoline and alcohol carburetors, or visit them online at apdracing.com.
All right, we're here with Rob Mosier. He's going to tell us a little bit about the Mosier axles, the bread and butter of the company, and the mainstay that has gotten them started 40 years ago.
Yeah, thank you. As we kind of been talking, our company has grown and changed over time. We do center sections, brakes, rear end housings, and all kinds of things. But like you said, the bread and butter that started it all, that we're known for, is our custom race axles. We make them for nearly any rear end, nearly any kind of race car, street car, and anything else. But we make more axles than anybody else. And frankly, not to really toot my own horn, but we're pretty good at it. That is our baby, is our axles.
Yep, I'd say you guys are good at it. You're there at the track, have the proven products. You guys race them yourselves, of course. And you're there for any customer needs at the racetrack. And of course, calling the tech line at the shop. It's a whole family is involved.
Yeah, the whole family, all of our kids are involved. My wife and I did it. My mom and dad started it. My wife and I kind of took it over in the early 2000s, and the kids are all there. They're all continuing what's going on, improving everything that we keep doing. And we love to be at the racetrack. Me and two of the sons, Justin and Max, both race. We're there with trailer full of parts. And even axles, even though they're custom, we've got stuff there that if somebody breaks an axle of some sort or needs help at the racetrack with an axle, we've got stuff there to make sure they can get by for the rest of the weekend until we get back to the shop and make them exactly what they need.
There you go. So stop by Mosier Engineering Trailer or give them a call or visit their website.
Yeah.
Of course, there again, I know they are still in commercial, but there again, what would have been cool Hey, look at that. And we're back.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, we were talking about wait a minute. Whoa, hold on. You're giving me a hard time about not listening to my radio, and as soon as we come back from the commercial, it says, "Good morning from Las Vegas."
Hang on. Wait. Technical difficulties.
Did I reset? Yeah, you reset. Oh, see again. Like I said, blame everything on me.
There you are.
Blame it on me. Blame it on me.
Jeez.
I'm totally fine being the punching bag, Warren.
Hey, chat bleachers, how are we? See,
Top three announcers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My stock continues to go down, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. We should have our Super Pro door cars back there. Not going to be too much longer. We are down to that point where, as we are making our way later into the rounds and fewer cars, again, it's kind of shocking that it's, not quite even 8 o'clock. I seem to have become like the charging station.
Yeah, if there was an extra one, I wouldn't mind having that. But I think
Well,
we're out of room.
there's this up here. We still got some space.
Yeah,
You need,
minus
you need a
cord,
cable too?
unfortunately.
Hold on. I got you.
Alrighty. So as Nate Hershey digs into his bag of holding, purse of holding, whatever you want to say, tractors on the track. Here on the Biondo Racing Products Wednesday of the Mosier Engineering Spring Fling Million presented by Rad Torque Systems. Of course, it's that time of year where we are a week from the Masters. So as we start getting lower and lower, we will start, or lower and lower into the rounds, we'll start breaking out the golf announcer voices. Can't wait for that, can you? Highlight of my year every time is listening to, I believe it was you and who would have been last year? Jed, JJ, one of the 3, 4. Ronnie, I think you were a part of that at some point. Of just, and he swings right.
You got to start getting into the announcers and the golf version of things.
Oh yeah, I play high school golf. Do you know that? Probably.
I do not.
Now you do.
Now you know.
Am I good? Not
The
really.
more you know.
Racing, announcing are kind of intertwined, and then third is golf.
I like it.
Yeah, not really my strong suit, but it's fun, and I enjoy it. Gets me out of school a little bit more, even though I totally need that.
Everybody's got to have time to reset their mind. Hey, AJ, thank you very much for checking in on the chat bleachers. There's a lot of folks. And yes, Mike, you are absolutely right. The debris mat, it's actually something that I think NHRA introduced. They found it. It's like a mat that they actually use at airports.
Yeah, essentially with, I would have to check on that, but picks up lugs or lug nuts, bolts, anything very itty bitty that is a hazard to tires.
It's a great thing.
Yeah, other things that are unwanted in the racing world.
Basically, you can think of it like a Swiffer for
Pretty
the
much.
racetrack. It's a Swiffer for the racetrack.
A dry Swiffer.
Yeah.
You don't want wet. It's a magic
Well,
carpet.
It is. That's a cool name for it.
Yeah. Hey, you hear that number or that rumble, Nate?
I do. I like that rumble.
Makes us seem a little bit less lonely.
You know what's really cool about it? Being here? Just the camera angles.
Oh yeah.
We can see now you
The
know why
moon.
when we're sitting up here going, we see you
Yes, we see you.
because we can see everything.
That was my worst Terminator voice. I apologize. Look at that full moon shot. Just amazing.
I love being here.
Well, I hope you do, because this is your primary residence.
It is.
I love being
Primary
here.
residence.
Oh yeah, I love being here, and this ain't my my primary residence. And
Yeah, but your track's one that I've wanted to go there, just haven't been able to work it out logistically.
maybe this year's the year.
Well, I'm not doing as much with the NHRA,
Mhm.
and it was always one of those. Most of the places I would go was one where I could catch a flight out of here and be there 3 hours later that night, not having to take a day off work the day before and a day off work after.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, to get to Brainerd, you have to fly into Minneapolis, and then the only real way to get there is like via covered wagon.
Well,
I'm just saying.
It's not far off. As looks like our Super Pro door cars back on the starting line. Gabriel Hernandez Jr. out of Sonora, Mexico, dialed 611.
It's Jaden Lawler. The Cobalt dialed in at 608. So North Carolina versus Mexico. And it's one that I can probably say, safe bet. I don't know if these two have ever raced each other before.
I do not think so. Looks like Gabriel going to be the first to lock the tree. Here comes Lawler. Tree is finalized.
Advantage to Jaden Lawler by enough. Jaden locks it down, dead 9, 009, dead 9, and get there 99, 10,000.
Too many nines.
It's a lot of nines.
$9.99. Call them a certain value deal at a certain restaurant.
Jaden's happy with it. Gabriel, meh.
Meh.
He's a noise bueno. 32 green, and then ends up going 610 on a 611.
Yeah, you passed Spanish 3. I did not. Andy Small, left-hand side, dialed 626 in the Family Cavalier.
Scott Hess making a trip back home with a 558 dial in the Nova.
I just noticed that is actually Jamie's main ride. It says Mom Mobile.
Yes,
I never noticed that.
Mom Mobile.
Wow.
3 thou the difference. Andy, 19 dead 3 comes down to a thou at the stripe. Scott Hess was 16 green and dead 7 comes up no good, and just because that one's just the way that it was when Jamie got that car after Andy won the million. The first time I thought it was some kind of like cell phone company that was sponsoring them called like Mo Mobile. Didn't realize it was Mom Mobile. I'm like, what's Mo Mobile?
You'll have that. Joe Kidd, left-hand side, the 682 dialed Chevy Nova.
Gary Williams, Sonoma, out of Florida, dialed 576.
Yeah, G-Dub is not one we want to line up against. But this time it might be Joe Kidd in control. And apparently I speak too soon. G-Dub 12, 1 above 6, gets it done by 31. Joe Kidd 005 had plenty to work with, but puts it 5 above 4. No good. G-Dub going to move on.
That one slipped through his fingers. You know, as that pickup truck was rolling around the side, he's got that slow motion, very animated movie style scream of no.
As Philip Pennington going to get the solo shot down the racetrack, 480 in the Roadster. The Pennington Bros Special, which is the 34 Ford Coupe. I swear they've owned at least every single one. It feels like they have. They're nice cars.
Pretty.
Oh my goodness, you're telling me. I'm the Ford guy.
If Mike Eames was here, he just salivates over those cars, which is completely understandable.
100%. So Pennington going to lock the tree. And full pull he goes. 25 on the green side. Full pull shows dead 9. Hello. 25, dead 9. Okay. Like a robot.
You can show off.
So that being said, that'll do it for our Super Pro door cars.
Hey, Warren, if you were talking to us, I didn't hear you. Got it.
All righty.
See, we're going to follow along.
Yeah, and we are going to send it to commercial break. See you guys in a little bit.
Racers deserve more than just insurance. They
and as
deserve
we are under commercial,
Larice.
I will like to
The Flings
call up
is
our
proud to
Dragsters
stand with
rounds.
Larice Motorsports Insurance, a company built by racers for racers. After over 80 years in the industry, Larice continues to offer contingency payouts, big check sponsorships, and legendary racer appreciation dinners alongside affordable policies that protect you on the starting line, in the pits, and all the miles in between. Take it from some of the best in the business. Larice Motorsports Insurance is more than just a piece of paper and a promise. It's a lifetime of relationships and dedication. Larice Motorsports Insurance. Win more. Worry less. Trust Larice.
Hello, everyone. We are caught up here with Farron Lubers from Hoosier Racing Tire here at the PRI show. Farron, what do we got here?
Well, we've got a big show here like usual. It's very busy, but we're trying to show off some of the new tires we have here. And one of them is our bracket dragster tire, the 34, 14, 16 C1350s that we've been struggling a little bit in the bracket side of things, but this one is the best one we've had so far. It's been really super consistent for us. Aimed it at the dragster side of things, not only, but it's worked really, really good on dragsters. Like, 460s and up, usually with the 1350s. We also have its big brother, the 1450s, which is a 3515. That works really good on cars 460 faster and slower. So, but they've worked really, really good. You start at about 5 1/4 pounds on them, and it usually goes right to the other end. So, but it's the best dragster tire we've had so far. We're just trying to pick up some market share in the bracket side of things. So that's just the 1350 is one that we're focusing on here at the PRA show.
Well, we talk about the functionality and the differentiation of each of the two tires, and there are a lot of dragsters that participate at the Fling events, which you guys have been a part of for a long time. We thank you for that. And how would you describe how you guys continue to support the events and, most importantly, provide the customer support and informative aspects of it?
Very good. Well, first off, I just want to say that I do love the Fling events. When Pete and Kyle started that thing, we were at the very first one, and I made it to probably about the first 10, all 10 years. And then people keep adding races in, and unfortunately I couldn't, broke my record, but I do love the Flings. They put race cars on the racetrack, and that's exactly what our company needs. But you guys are the best at it. I think you're the leaders at putting the races on, because most of the racers, when they leave, they're happy, and that's really cool.
Well, you guys always strive to do the same with your tires, and those that are loyal to the product, you guys continue to be good to, and we look forward to many more years of continuing that. So we thank you once again.
I appreciate you. We're not perfect at what we do, but we are some of the hardest workers out here, as you are yourself. So we appreciate you guys and hope keep doing what you're doing.
And we're back. That absolutely fantastic. We've got tractors. We've got super pro dragsters rolling back in here for what we are now in round number 6. Whittling it down, getting closer and closer to figuring out who's going to get the $30,000 on a Biondo Racing Products Wednesday. And, yep, there's definitely a generational difference. Because I got Ronnie, I got Gabe in here. We start talking about Hunt for Red October. And Craig comes walking in here from RFC and immediately he goes, yes, Hunt for Red October, one of the greatest movies ever. It is an amazing 1989?
What? Yeah, well, we knew I wasn't there, so. Yeah, that is.
Well, have you ever seen, like, Back to the Future? Okay. Those came out kind of before you were alive, right? Okay. Oh. You'll find it like Paramount, Peacock, Netflix. Yeah. But if you like kind of spy type movies, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. But we're going to let them do what they need to do down there. We are actually going to put on a little bit of music here while they are getting the cars paired up. That way you don't have to sit and listen to me babble. Well, it happens to be a ringtone on my phone. So, oh.
precision. At the track, performance is everything. And in industry, performance matters just as much. That's why bolting professionals around the world rely on Rad Torque systems. Our precision torque tools power the work behind mining, oil and gas, wind energy, rail, and construction. Built for power, engineered for performance and durability. Rad Torque Systems, proud supporters of motorsports. Learn more at radtorque.com.
If you're a hot rodder, drag racer, or muscle car enthusiast, no doubt you're familiar with Jegs. But did you know that they have their own line of performance parts, restoration products, and tools and garage gear? When you shop Jegs branded products, not only do you get a great value, but it's also backed by excellent customer service and a huge selection of parts. So if you're looking for performance products, restoration parts, or tools and garage gear, give us a call or head over to jegs.com.
Jegs.
All right, Larice Pro finalists. Let's get you headed back to the staging lanes, please. Larice Pro finalists. Let's get you headed back to the staging lanes, please. We've got our dragsters sitting right here under the arch. And yes, Will, just to answer your question, absolutely, it is great young man. As a matter of fact, right as you were asking the question, he had come up here, was picking up his check for making it that deep into the rounds and was saying hi. So there's a lot of meaning behind that pickup truck and what it means to the Schmenke family for it being out here racing. They've got their entries in. We're going to see a lot more of that love truck before the weekend's over.
As Donovan Williams, left-hand side, down 4:45 in the Forever Traveling.
Jacob Collins out of Gilroy, California. You know what's interesting about Gilroy?
What?
Garlic capital of the world.
Garlic?
Garlic. Gilroy is where they grow all the garlic. It's a very aromatic place.
That's one way to
Smells
put it.
wonderful.
Huh. I'll have to look deeper into that.
It's up there by Bakersfield. 456.
4:55. Tree is locked.
Collins gets the advantage. Collins gets the win. 12 dead, 2 for Jacob Collins. Donovan Williams uncharacteristically misses the tree with a 34, and for Williams, that is a miss. Goes 447 on a 445. Collins moving on.
And that will bring up Bradley Johnson, left-hand side. Morrison, Colorado-based dragster. Dialed 470 on your Summit side.
G-Money. Gabe Torres, 463 dial. For the dragster out of California. Gabe is pretty much everybody in the Torres family owns Wally's. Kind of a nice way. Kind of a nice thing to be.
I would not doubt that.
Including world
any
champions.
means. Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not all that, but they've got one of those at the house, too.
100%. This is going to be a nasty matchup. As let go of the button, let's roll. How about 2,000? Separate them as advertised. Win life on a, actually, Gabe Torres 11 dead, 8. Gonna put him 19 total. Gonna move on. Bradley Johnson had the advantage, 009, but sticks it to Thou, undertaking 12 and needed to take 10 or less. No good. Gabe Torres gonna move on.
Philip Pennington seems to like the right lane, seems to like the 469 dial. So far, it's working for him, and he's going to be on my side for right now.
As Colby Fuller on my side for right now. Savannah, Georgia-based dragster dialed 486. That is the K&N filter tester, if you will.
I'll say this. We got a minute or a couple of seconds at least. I just reread the screen name. I think that's one of my favorites now. Podunk Funk.
That's great.
I like that.
There's some great names on our chat bleachers since they switched it from true names over to their usernames.
I like that. Podunk Funk.
That's great.
Got me-
Trees locked. And by 4 foul is going to be the advantage to Colby Fuller. Colby going to get it done. 21 dead 3, puts him 24 total, taking a thou. Or if you want to get technical, 15-10 thou. As Philip is 25 and locked out by a thou. Sticks are dead 0 and a thou behind. No good.
Gabe Hernandez rolling up out of Team Mexico, 472 dial. And you're going to be like, all right, Team Mexico's driving the American dragster.
And Colt Som, Norman, Oklahoma, the 13 Ezel machine. Over on the left-hand side. That just,
America. So with the 472 dial, here we go. I'm telling you, there is a part of me. I am a completely unbiased participant here. But Gabe Hernandez is going to get the win light. He's 17 green to Colt Som's 006 red. Hernandez, 470 on a 472, gets the win light. Som ends up 66 on a 63, 6 style red. That'll bring up our final car, Talon Farmer. But just like we saw last night in the final for the dragster with Nachito in there is a part of me that, even though I'm not rooting for anybody, I am absolutely looking forward to witnessing what happens when Team Mexico turns on a final scoreboard. That is going to be...
That's going to be folklore.
It's going to be a scene.
That's going to be talked about in Fling history for
It
years.
will be amazing. 49 and dead 7 for Talon Farmer.
That car is working.
I think it would be one of those things where a Team Kalita mosh pit would not match up.
No, not a chance.
It would not match up.
I think they have a fireworks rig right behind the...
They probably got it ready.
Yeah, it's probably just behind the our Pennzoil side grandstands. Just waiting. It's been waiting since the first time they came up here.
It would be superb.
I swear. Just waiting for that. Once again, our Larice Pro final. We'll take you to the lanes, please. I need both of you to the lanes, please. Larice Pro for your final round. We will take you to the lanes, please. And look, there they are. They were just out of our view.
Mang and Taylor.
I have a feeling I know who Ronnie wants. Speaking of the devil.
Since it's, one
of
Ronnie's fellow Coloradans. Is it a Coloradan? Coloradoan? Okay.
That works.
The one thing I do like to see is folks who grit through the hard work. And I tell you what, Stephen Mang and the Mang boys, as well as the Nazarenes clan, they broke they broke the dragster twice. Thank you, my friend. And they broke a leaf spring on the trailer just trying to get here. And now he had a real struggle in Tucson, and Stephen Mang finds himself in the pro final. That's pretty cool.
100%. And looking on the Pennzoil side, the right-hand side, that is Scott Taylor. It's going to be a good old Ford versus Chevy matchup as Taylor in the 65 Chevy Chevelle out of Columbia Falls, Montana. So we have Mang and Stang on the 82 Mustang. And Scott Taylor in the Chevelle, which does not rhyme by any means.
Larice Motorsports Insurance, they've been big supporters here. We appreciate them for their partnership. This is your pro final round. 695 the dial in for Stephen Mang left side, Scott Taylor right side, 675. They are separated by 0.2.
As they get up on the converter just a little bit, Mang is going to lock the tree first. Here comes Taylor to join the main field. Oh my. 20 thou separate him on this end. And on the, oh no. Ronnie, yeah.
Scott Taylor is 29, one above one for the win. Congratulations, Scott Taylor took 13 out the back door as Mang had the jump. He was 009, had 20 in the pocket, and I'm going to just say could not make it work at the top end.
Youch.
That's a tough one.
009 puts it 4 above 4. Scott Taylor, 29, puts her 1 above 1 to take 13 and move on to the main field.
Congratulations, Scott Taylor.
Yeah, Scott Taylor
We'll
joining
see
our...
him inputted in.
Yep, you will be joining the door car side of things. Speaking of door cars. Door cars. Take you to the lanes, please. Door cars. Take you to the lanes, please. For round number 7. Here at the Mosier Engineering Spring Fling Million, presented by Rad Torque Systems. And that is good for $1,000 worth of Larice Pro bonus money on the top half of the field. So congratulations, Scott Taylor.
Yeah, good day. Guy who is, no stranger to winning. So congratulations. I think that's a great day, honestly, for both drivers. I know Steven's not going to be happy with that final round, but we're talking about a guy who was really down and disappointed with how Tucson went. And so to reach a final round in pro to get it started on this Biondo Race Products 30K, I think that's a great achievement. And now you just kind of slingshot it into tomorrow.
100%. And that's tomorrow, of course, the 30K presented. So I try and stare at my sheet here.
Yeah,
for
our friends
30
at
seconds.
Cascade Trailers.
Yeah, thank you, Cascade Trailers. Going to be presenting our 30 grander tomorrow. And, of course, main event Friday.
Our friends at Fuel Factory helping out.
Fuel Factory presenting the main event.
And
Worth.
then, FTI Saturday, we still got a lot more to go.
Oh, yeah.
Racing-wise. And so, I always say any day is a good day to go racing, and any day where a day that ends with a check is a tremendous one.
As the good old Nate Hershey, who is standing exactly 180 degrees to my behind, says, cha-ching.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when the car drives on the trailer, that's a good day.
That is
there's
fair
a lot
enough.
of cars that will not drive on the trailer tonight.
Yeah.
And go ask them how they feel.
Yeah.
They don't feel great.
I nearly had one of those experiences. Well, it still would have driven on the trailer, minus a cylinder. At one of my, I believe it was Cash Harvest, that I did some media racing, if you will. And I do just want to put a random shout out. Lucas Walker, I know you're on property, and I haven't gotten to say this in person, but thank you again for borrowing me those lifters and let me finish the event. And good to see you back out here. Hope to see you come back out.
Well, you should go find him in the pit area.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You got plenty of
I got
time.
plenty of days, yeah.
You're here all weekend, or
I am here until Friday at around 10
PM or AM?
p.m.
Oh, okay. So you'll be here.
I'll be here Friday.
You'll be here
a
for
good
the
good chunk of it. I'll be here for the dial for dollars, if you will. And
very cool.
I believe that is $50,000 or good for $50,000. The Brodix Run for the Money on Friday morning, where you go trip zip, you go dead zero, you give Peter Biondo a little bit of a heart attack, and you win yourself $50,000.
Yeah, anytime you can pick Peter's pocket,
just a little bit.
That's a good day.
That's a good day.
That's a good day. I mean, I love my guy Peter, but
yeah, thank you.
That's a good day.
Yeah, Mr. Biondo, of course, puts on an amazing event, and this is a great thing, great facility.
All right. Sure. Well, you know what the beautiful thing about the Fling series, I think, is we have so many different people in so many different areas, right? And one of those areas is, of course, media. And I got a chance to go around the pit area today. Austin has been out and about, if you will, and I think we've got some Oh, I think we've got our foot race.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, for a little bit of bucks with our friends at Summit. So check this out on the live stream with our friends at Jags and Hoosiers. Austin, out and about in the pits.
All right, I'm here with the burnout girl, Jeff Taylor. He's gonna throw his bra or something for us, but is it me and John?
You and John.
All right.
You're the skinny brother.
He had the more in shape brother. You should have seen when he stood up. The calves on that guy, they're more defined than like my entire torso. So he has now had his bathroom break. He's ready to rock. We got 60-yard sprint paced out, right? 60-yarder?
Something like that.
Something like that, which is like 50 meters, I think, for those of you across the pond.
He was tightening up his shoes.
Holy he's tightening up his shoes, dude. I didn't tighten my shoes. I didn't tighten my shoes at all. Oh, man. Oh. I didn't realize we were getting this far into it. I immediately regret this challenge. I tried to pick on the fat old guy, and then he pawned me off on his like younger, more in shape brother.
That's fine.
Okay, so maybe somebody wants to stand in that corner and make sure we don't die. Did you catch all that? All right, so here's the deal. The finish line is the death zone there on the edge of the trailer. The starting line is on the other side of Molinari's rental car here. It's not as cool as my rental car, but we won't talk about that.
Dude, he's stretching you.
Why is he getting so into this, man? It was supposed to be for fun. Good luck. You probably don't need it because you're looking like you're gonna win.
I haven't ran in a long time.
I ref soccer, so this could be. Plus,
you're probably in shape.
I have a mic in my pocket though, so if you see me running weird. All right, somebody gonna count us down?
How are we doing it?
Oh. Not even close. Nice.
Ow, I almost fell down. I haven't ran in a long time.
That's a lot harder. It's harder without cleats. Okay, that's $100 to you. All right, well, I lost. I'm man enough to own it. Not in shape. This guy is a real deal.
Not in shape. Almost went down.
We both, I think, did pull something. Both of us are still trying to catch our breath. It's been 3 American minutes. But congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
What are you going to buy, you think?
I'm not sure. What are we going to buy?
I don't know. Oxygen. Yeah, some oxygen. Well, you know, you don't need street cred. So there you go.
I'm going to look like a top fuel team with oxygen in my helmet.
Yeah. That's a wrap.
All right, well, we've obviously found a pro winner, and we're waiting on our Super Pro machines. We have called Dragsters for round number 7. Door cars. How many door cars we got left? Do we know? They're not listening to me out there.
4, 5, something like that.
Something like that.
Getting down there. Getting down to the good old nitty-gritty dirt band, minus the dirt band. As I see, oh, that is a streetcar. I thought that was a more speedy vehicle, except it was very silent. It's almost golf time.
Want to say thanks to our friends in the chat bleachers. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. I know it's been a long day of racing. I see the... Are we at 4? Okay, we are down to the final 4. So all right. So 4 Super Pro door cars left, and we're approaching the ladder round. Dragsters, you should be there for round 7. 4 dark cars left. Looks like Schmall, Williams,
I believe.
Lawler?
Yep, Lawler's coming around the bend there, and then Uno Moss.
Is that a Pennington Roadster back there? Okay, very good.
Yeah, so it should be Phil Beddington, Donovan Williams, Lawler, and Schmall. Our final 4 Super Pro door cars. I see dial-ins on our lovely screen. And that can only mean one thing, our first pair. And oh my, what a pair.
Wave them forward, and we get started with Gary Williams right side. In Old Red, 576 the dial-in as they will get the tires nice and clean for this Final Four Super Pro door car matchup in this 30K Round 7 with our friends at Biondo Racing Products.
As Andy Schmall lights the tires, the 626 style Cavalier, the Mom Mobile. Of course, wife Jamie usually running that machine. But Andy decided, hey, I'm going to run it today. And has been doing really well as of late. I mean, as of late, the Mom Mobile has taken, Andy Schmall this far, Joe Schmall last week to his first big money race, I believe, in a winner circle.
Yeah, quite a bit of success for the Cavalier as Schmall, obviously no stranger to the Fling in the later rounds.
As we are pre-staged, Schmall is in. Here comes Williams.
Reaction time advantage is 7 thou in favor of G-Dub Winlight, Gary Williams. Gary is going to drop that dead 4, take 006. He's 13 up front as Andy Schmall. It's not a bad lap, 20 dead 3, but when we get later into the rounds, Gary 13, dead 4, 17 total will send him to what I believe is the ladder round next.
I believe so.
Sweet. Brings up Jaden Lawler, 608 the dial in right side, and that Cobalt.
Yep, Phil Pennington. Phil in the Pennington signature Ford Roadster. Now, 481. He added one from the time trial that he had last round, so going to be interesting to see how he uses it.
Wow, great shot on our starting line cam, watching as Jaden Lawler adjusting the numbers in the box. That is always the question, you know. Do you pull some out? Do you add some later? Delay? What you doing? We'll see how it goes as Lawler and Pennington stage them up with the ladder round incoming.
Lawler locks the tree. Away goes Lawler. Here comes Pennington.
Advantage is 7 thou. Winlight, Lawler, 7, dead 4, 11 total. Phil was 14 up front and mathematically eliminated on the hit. He takes a thou. He's under by 4 thou. He's either got to take the stripe and break out, give it back, and lose. Lawler locks out Pennington and will be part of the ladder with 11 total. That's pretty good.
The ironic thing,
that's pretty good.
Phil ran that exact same number in his test hit the last round.
Yeah, you know, when you get into these later rounds, lane 6, 7, 8, 9, etc., you know, cars are running dead X, and you essentially get into that practice tree situation where
you just got
to be 10 to 15 or better, and that round proved it. So Lawler will be moving on. We've got Dragsters loading.
Yep, Dragsters. I see most of you in there. If we are missing any of you, I'll just go ahead and say it. Final call, and there's the last one. So that worked really well. Spawned them into existence. So we have our Dragsters back around. Look at this shot, Ronnie, on the Jegs and Hoosier live feed we got going.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's hard to not find a great shot, great look of this beautiful location, whether you look towards the tower with the Strip at Las Vegas Arch or away from the tower down track where obviously you get a shot of the mountains and the silhouette, and beautiful facility. Beautiful facility, and very lucky to be able to host this event here. How many years have we done this here? Since 13. So 13 years. It's pretty cool. And just something about Vegas, you know, something about Vegas, a million, and
Vegas, a million, a limo ride over to South Point, big check, big trophy, new jacket, bunch of goodies. Here comes our second semifinal round down the return road. I love this return road here. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this is probably one of few tracks where every single car goes down the return road in front of the grandstand and back to their pits, which is just lovely. I love it.
Yeah.
You can see the lights on the strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The arch is lit up like a Christmas tree. And so is the Toyota sign and the light bar above it.
All right, so again, Dragsters, come on down, Dragsters. This is your call, Dragsters. You need to be there. We'll take you there as you are next and get us set. All righty. Biondo Racing Products 30K, round number 7 with Dragsters.
Love the long cars. 5 left in the long cars.
Let's get started with a talented pair here as they creep into the water box. Colby Fuller, left side out of Georgia.
Right side, Jacob Collins. Gilroy, California, going to be dialed 455 over here on the Pennzoil side of the racetrack.
A coast-to-coast matchup with Fuller and Collins. Fuller left side, 486 the dial in. Collins will try to run down Fuller.
3/10 starting line advantage there for Fuller. Will Collins be able to get him at the big end? We are going to find out here in just a moment.
Again, the ladder round looming, and there is no doubt these drivers are already well aware of that. And that just gives you a little bit of extra pressure when they go to stage the vehicle. Hold your breath, let the button go.
Wow. Oh, what a pass. 1 thou separate him, and the 1 thou advantage gets not there first. Colby Fuller goes down 8 up front.
He
dead
was
8 out the back.
8 dead 8.
He disappeared so
quick.
Yeah,
the old you got to watch it on
there
the
we go.
old replay.
I did catch it there. 8 dead 8, 16 total there for Fuller. Collins was 007, but just didn't get there. So Fuller moving on to the ladder round. Going to be down to 6 total on the ladder after this round. Next pair up, Gabriel Hernandez Sr. is going to be moving on to the ladder round. Talon Farmer over on the left side knocks it 003 red. Hernandez joins the ladder as well.
003 red, dead 0. That is
painful.
That's a tough one. Gonna hate that time slip when we see it. A good run, but no doubt a difficult one for Farmer. Final vehicle is Gabe Torres. So Torres will be on the ladder. California runner dialed 460. See if we get a full pull or if we just take it a 400 and dumper. Love that shot on the starting line cam. Got to give a shout out to our guys Joey and Tristan. Les, of course, has been on the pan cam all day long. They've been giving you guys some great shots of these vehicles, and that starting line cam is unmatched, man. Beautiful. G-Money, let's go 8. And how about dead 3? 11 total. Something about just dropping 11 total and just showing off for the folks in the pit area and knowing that my competitors are listening to this.
That's right. You're going back and going,
yeah.
Okay, who do we really want on the ladder? Well, that guy on his bye was just 11.
I'm going to be 00 dead X.
Yep. Better be there. You get down to 6 cars in this race, you better be there. You better be total somewhere in that 10 number. Or you're going to be wasting fuel that you're going to need tomorrow. So we're setting that 6-car ladder. Going to be wrapping it up pretty quick. We've got our 1 car out of the pro side, 2 cars out of the door car side, and 3 dragsters joining the ladder. Which is it going to be?
Regal's Performance Fiberglass and Composites. For over 35 years, Regal's has been the leader in carbon fiber, fiberglass, and composite performance products. Family owned and operated right here in the USA in beautiful Biglerville, Pennsylvania. Greg and Lauren have helped develop the best in race car bodies, commercial equipment, performance products, and more. From early beginnings in funny car to the dragster bodies you see and love today, the top race car chassis are covered by Regal's, the only choice in carbon fiber, fiberglass, and composite performance products. So call us or visit Regals.com, because at Regals, we cover the best chassis.
Here we are at the PRI show. I'm at the Moser Engineering booth, and it is the 40th anniversary of this family-run company. I'm here with Rob Moser. Rob, how's it feel? 40 years ago, it all started right here with this car, which we'll talk about in a minute, but did you ever think you'd get this far?
You know, it was never really intended to be this. I think when it started, it was something my dad did to support his own racing and things like that. And then it turns out other people had a need for it and a want for it. So it's kind of become this 40 years later.
So some of the best business ventures come out of either accidentally are born or they come out of a need. And this is a really good story. As I walk around the PRI show, I see more and more companies that are getting taken over by other companies, and a family. I get more and more respect for you guys. A family-driven company that works together, stays together, plays together. I'm just glad you're a sponsor. You're our main sponsor of the Spring Fling Million.
Well, I appreciate it. And obviously we love being involved with you guys. We try to be involved in a lot of different aspects of the sport with many organizations, but we love being involved with the Fling races for sure. We are proud to be family owned, proud to have stayed that way. We've got our third generation of all my kids are there. All four of my kids there work at the shop and are very active, got important roles, getting ready to take it over when my time is done. And now my grandkids are even starting to pop in and out from time to time. And hopefully it keeps going many, many more generations.
You guys are definitely here to stay. The family tradition on top of that. Do you recall how it started? Do you recall anything 40 years ago on when your father had this car and how it started?
I do. I was pretty young at the time, probably 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that. He was wanting to race this car and needed a narrowed set of axles, and took a set of axles. We had this old lathe that somehow he had configured to be able to put splines onto an axle, and that's kind of how it all started. Didn't know it was going to obviously become what it has become, but yeah, I mean, it started that day out of a need for himself that became something we could fulfill things other people wanted.
That's a great story. And for you racers that are coming out to Vegas this upcoming year for this Moser Engineering Spring Fling Million, be sure to stop by the Moser trailer. They'll have parts. They'll get you back on the track as soon as possible.
Yeah, we pride ourselves in going to the races and not just putting our name on events. I think that's easy to do. A lot of places do that, but we try to go everywhere we can possibly go with our rigs, other teams that we sponsor, our own 2 rigs that we take. We fill them up with parts, center sections, axles, brakes, all the things that we make that can be worked on easily at the racetrack. And we fill a trailer full of them and try to make sure that everybody there can keep racing.
Yeah, and we just signed together. We just signed a 3-year agreement for Moser to have the title right to the Spring Fling Million. So they're here to stay. We're here to stay, and we appreciate everything you do.
Well, I appreciate that, Peter. We've been involved for 3-4 years, I think, directly with the Vegas race, and some years before in some smaller capacities. Honestly, it's probably something that I don't know that we ever even thought would be possible for us. And when some of these opportunities came involved and we could get involved with the Flings, I mean, it makes us awfully proud to be part of it.
Good deal.
And that's the ladder for the next round.
Yeah, that's going to be.
That's going to be
pair.
awesome.
All 3 pairs.
Oh, it's going to be so
cool. It's
cool.
going to be awesome, man.
Can't wait.
I'm so glad we talked about that for the last 5 minutes.
That
wow.
is amazing.
Terrific.
So with that, we'll go back to music here. You guys know I'm messing with you. So here's your ladder for those that are on property. They knew before you. Why? Because they are here.
Mm-hmm.
They made the trip. They get to know first. So, again, breaking news. The ladder is in. 6 cars remain. Lawler with lane choice over Taylor. Taylor coming in off the pro side. Gabe Torres with lane choice over Gabriel Hernandez. and Fuller with lane choice over Williams.
I'm just
down
hitting
to just
rewind.
6 cars.
I'm just hitting rewind in my mind, and I'm going to say the same thing that I said about a minute ago.
Which is fine.
Scott Taylor, congratulations. You win pro, and now you get to race Lawler at
Yep.
6.
I think I followed that up with out of the frying pan into the fire.
Very good.
Welcome.
Very good.
Welcome
Yes.
to the ladder. So it's definitely going to continue. I'm not going to say it's about to get hot. It's going to continue to be hot. As far as the racing is concerned, the weather outside right now is wonderful. It is absolutely amazing. I know if you want to give the official weather report, you can do that. But
Well, I was going to actually ask our 6 left in the Biondo 30K to come on down. Front of the lanes for pairings. We have 6 left. The text has gone out. We would like to see you back to the lanes, please, for our Biondo 30K quarterfinal. 6 left.
For sure. Sean Clark, checking in. He's got the same thought process I've got. That if Team Mexico turns on that final win light, it's going to be off the chain. It is going to be absolutely off the chain if they can pull that off, and he's absolutely right. Of course, Sean was the original, the OG prize vault concierge. We were in Vegas. You had to have a concierge that managed the prize vault. When you won something, he would come up here. He had the white gloves on and everything. Go into the prize vault, pick out your prize, bring it out to you. But, Sean, we miss you, man. Glad to know that you still check in and follow along. And it is good to hear from you, sir. But with 6 remaining, we are going to get closer and closer. Of course, you guys all can... Okay. Some can do the math. There's 6 cars coming back. That means we're coming back at 3 in the semis. Right? Now you got me double-checking myself. Did I do that math right? Right?
I don't know. Did you add 100 and then divide it by 10 and that new math today?
Well, I carried the 12 and multiplied by pi.
Oh, okay. What is pie? What's your favorite kind of pie?
Pumpkin, no whipped cream.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I like pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin and cherry are always a close one, too. If blueberry is done well and at the right time,
okay.
I have to say, I love everything about apple pie except for the actual apples.
Really?
The crust, the jelly, oh, yeah. But the
So
actual apples,
if you
it's
could
the
get an apple
texture.
pie with no apples.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I know that sounds funny, but
Okay.
it's the texture. It's like they're slimy.
Wouldn't that just be like a jelly pie?
Yeah, kind of.
So you want
It'd be
an
more
apple
like a tart.
You want an apple flavored jelly pie.
Tart, yeah.
This is spiraling.
Yes, it is.
Chocolate pie. All right, I
D7
like
says chocolate pie.
I
Yeah,
like the
okay.
chocolate pie.
With the whipped cream and the chocolate drizzle.
My wife actually helped me get an appreciation for pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Yeah.
Pecan pie is pretty
Pecan.
good.
Or
Yes.
I don't know, I guess depending on which part of the country you're from, it's pecan.
Pecan.
But yeah, I absolutely like that. Weirdo. Steve Riggins. I'm going to hammer your hammer. That's what I'm going to do. Are you saying the weirdo about the apple pie? Or the weirdo about the pumpkin pie with no whipped cream? That turns into a major debate here when we do our Thanksgiving bracket nationals.
I bet it does.
Every year it becomes a major debate. I run around the tower and hide all the whipped cream. Everybody gets mad.
Do you really?
Just because I can.
Yeah, of course. Well, you know where all the secret hiding places are. Oh, I see. We have our what do we call this cam? The
squirrel,
roaming
the secret squirrel cam.
Secret squirrel. Secret squirrel.
It's the super secret squirrel cam that is making its way back to the stage. We are hoping that the signal carries.
Marco's getting a little it's starting to buffer.
It is. Actually, that's just the way Marco walks. He'll take 2 or 3 slow steps and then 4 really fast ones and then another couple of slow steps. That's just... No! Don't
I
say
don't think
that.
so.
Don't say that.
Tex says New York cheese. Oh yeah, I think we're out of luck.
Oh.
Man. All right, well just bring them closer. Just bring them closer.
The secret squirrel cam has been
Squashed.
redacted.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of
It
redacted
buffered.
things that are coming out later or
Yeah.
nowadays. All right. Well,
Steve Riggins hating on the apple pie comments.
you know, Riggins is a pretty good judge of character. And if he's telling us that that's kind of strange, then we have to at least give it some credit.
He has some merit to that.
He's got a lot of merit to that.
That's all right.
He's got a lot of merit to that.
All right.
So again, we got 6 cars making their way back into the staging lane. Pete, why are you? I thought you were normally back there refereeing the conversations. Oh, you're headed out there now? Hi. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so they are going to apparently take the conversation back there in the staging lanes. Yeah, now it is super secret. All right. So let's look at it this way. Chat bleachers. You got Lawler versus Taylor, Torres versus Hernandez, and Fuller versus Williams. Give me your call. Who is moving on?
got?
You don't have to call all 3. You don't have to hit the perfect trifecta. But who do you think is kind of like a given to make their way into the semis?
I think we're at a point now where we could say who you got. There's 6 cars left.
I mean, you can call it all the way.
Right?
But I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on people. I'm just saying who makes it through the next round. We've got
the ground cam.
Dude, now, Warren, if you had that thing hooked up to a remote control car that we could drive in there.
Can we zoom in?
That would be awesome.
Can you zoom? Oh, there we go. There's the zoomed shot. All right, look at
Okay.
that. There's Marco having the
The video
the
may not
chat.
reach, but will the audio reach?
They're kind of flipping through. Everybody's kind of standing around. They get going through the options. You know, this is always actually a really fascinating time, these splits.
Mhm.
And I applaud the Fling series because a lot of places don't like to highlight the split stuff. And I think it's appropriate that there's no details shared and there's no audio. But just to see, you know, the guys who are in there and what they're doing and what they're talking about. I know it was very cool to be a part of this 2 years ago. And Marco's kind of giving them the number split breakdown. There's Peter. He's going to jump in there and pretend like he's doing something.
So actually what's going on right now is they are back there. Marco is taking their dinner order.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so you're
What's
going to
their favorite
have
pie?
You wanted the slice of the cheesecake. You wanted the apple pie, no apples.
Yeah, apple pie, no apples. Yeah.
Apple pie, hold the apples. See, I told you it turns into a debate out here. They're already walking by the door outside going, no whipped cream, that's crazy, man, that's crazy. Oh, it turns into a whole thing.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, see, he's looking at it right now. He's going, wait. No. On the burger, light onions. Not no onions, light onions. And no mustard.
No mustard.
No mustard. And then the conversation goes, no mustard? How do you not like mustard? Can't believe you, man.
Oh,
That's
there
it.
you go.
We're not racing.
Oh, there you go. They're getting into it. Somebody definitely said they wanted it well done.
Well done.
They're starting to get into it now.
You make sure that burger's at 165 degrees internal temperature or I'm not having it.
Look, Randy's coming to my defense. Apple
Oh.
pie with no apples with apple juice. I don't know how that works, but
apple juice.
Again, apple pie is great. Just take the physical apples out of the pie. Apple pie, hold the apples. You can't tell me that the crust is amazing and that you wouldn't just eat that alone. It's terrific. Now, they're still going over it. All right. Do we have all the Starbucks orders in?
Did you want the
I think we're good.
grande or the venti?
Isn't it funny when you go up there and you ask, can I get a medium? And then they correct you with grande. It's like, no, I wanted a medium.
I'm not a coffee
Oh,
drinker.
you're not a
so I don't
coffee
know.
drinker. That's right.
I don't know. But apparently, because we're going to need to, apparently, I'm going to need to learn how to order a cheesesteak the right way. We're going to make a trip to Philly this year, and apparently, if you don't order it right, you get in big trouble.
What is the correct order?
I don't
A
know.
Philly cheesesteak.
I'm going to Google.
haven't been educated
I'm going
on
to Google it. I'm going to have to Google
Isn't it Philly cheesesteak everything? I'm pretty sure they put rocks in it if you try to hold something.
Sean Clark, did you legit just send me? Did you just finish baking 2 pumpkin pies?
Look at that, pumpkin pies. Very eloquently placed.
Wow,
They're glimmering. That's pretty good looking.
that's kind of mean.
Who just made those?
Sean.
Wow. There you go. Up on the screen, you got the final 6. You can check them out. Lawler, Taylor, Torres, Hernandez, Fuller, and Williams.
That right there looks like a viper pit full of like just a bunch of wicked drag
Yeah,
racers.
there's some nasty drivers there. I mean, we've been pretty nasty ever since round 5, but when you talk about the final 6,
It's gonna be a good time.
no slouches.
There's got to be an inside joke. I'm not sure about Colby hijacking an excavator. I'm sure there's got to be an inside joke on that one. How do they figure out the ladder pairings? Well, basically, it's based on reaction time from the previous round.
Put their name and write it on the sheet.
It's based on reaction time previous round. They take the best reaction time, pair it with the worst, set up the ladder that way.
And of course, don't forget, Scott Taylor is the ad from Pro. So congratulations. Scott Taylor beating Stephen Mang in the final. He is now a part of the final 6. Ooh. We getting just about ready, getting guys strapped in?
It sounds like we are. We got a lot of folks out there that are calling it's going to be Lawler. Got some folks thinking it's going to be Williams. Got some folks out there rooting for Torres. Everybody's got their fans. All right. So I'm getting the feed here. Apparently the dozer hijacking may or may not have had something to do with another big race somewhere in Alabama.
Oh.
Which the fact that it took place in Alabama and somebody used the word bulldozer hijacking in Alabama. Out here in this part of the world, somebody might look at that a little weird. In Alabama, they probably go, oh, yeah. Which one? Which dozer hijacking? I'm just thinking. 2016? Okay.
We had a dozer hijacking in Granby, Colorado, many years ago.
Somebody hijacked the bulldozer?
Yeah, destroyed a bunch of government buildings and everything.
So they like
that was when the term when a man is pushed to do unreasonable things or something like that.
Okay.
And he destroyed all kinds of governmental buildings and it was crazy.
That's facts. Ronnie, there's cars under the tower.
Down to the final 6, Brent.
Good stuff coming. Ladder round coming. 3 pairs to go. And I see Cobalt v. Malibu. Jaden Lawler, right side Jacksonville, North Carolina, and a 608 on that beautiful purple Cobalt.
Here comes your pro winner. That would be Scott Taylor, 675. He represents the bottom bulb champion and obviously picked up the Larice Motorsports Insurance bonus. Thank you to our friends at Larice Motorsports Insurance. And now he is looking for more. Final 6. We'll narrow it down to 3.
Who's going to move on to the 3? Will it be boxcar? No boxcar. Your no box winner there of Taylor on the left side. And they are both pre-staged and ready to rock and roll. Who goes in first?
Staring at a couple of pre-stage bulbs. Neither wanting to move first. Scott Taylor in. Here comes Lawler.
Oh, boy. Now, about 43 to work with, and Jaden Lawler goes 6.090, 13 up front, Scott Taylor. A little bit of a swing and a miss there on the starting line, breaks out trying to get there by 4th thou, and Lawler moves on to the semis. Next pair in the box. G-Dub Gary Williams, Bradenton, Florida, 575 the dial for the 2002 GMC Sonoma. Ronnie.
Colby Fuller, 486, will chase Ole Red, and this is the round that we sort of circled. We had a interesting situation where 4 of the 6 drivers have been on the bye. And I do believe at this point, this round is worth 2.
Bulbs flickering, and there goes the tree. Wow! What do we have here? 001, 008, double breakout. Gary Williams, 001 up front, down by 4. So moving on to the round of 3. Gary Williams, Colby Fuller was 008. Breaks out by 5 thou. G-Dub breaks out by 4 thou.
Yeah, 1 thou the
What
difference.
a pass there.
That's a nice little side-by-side lap.
I don't think you could draw up the semifinals any better than this or than the quarterfinals than what we're seeing right now.
So Lawler and Williams have punched tickets. Right lane is 2 for 2 in the quarters.
Gabe versus Gabe. Gabriel Hernandez Sr., Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico, 471. Going to be the dial-in for the right side. Will the right lane be 3 for 3? What do you think, Ronnie?
Yeah, Gabe Torres would like something to say about that. 461 left side, the California runner. They are there. Now we're pulling Gabe up front. I think we were doing a last-minute tire pressure check on the Torres machine.
1/10 of a difference in dial-in. Hernandez will leave, and 1/10 later, Torres going to try to chase him down and see if he can get him at the big end. Pair of American dragsters, one out of Mexico and one out of California. Miss California.
Great look on the starting line as our team's been doing the trackside photos. Thank you to Joey and Tristan for those, getting you the sights and sounds, but up close with those vehicles as they bring them on back. Gabe Torres, 461 left side, will leave second. He will try to run down Hernandez Sr. Now, Hernandez will be very much in sight of Torres, and he will be able to see Torres for a majority of the racetrack, which means top end should be able to make a more precise decision, but don't overthink things. The date in the final 3 on the line. Red light time for Hernandez, and Torres will win the round. And boy, Gabe Torres got away with one. He was 43 on the let go as Hernandez Sr. is red by 5 thou. Torres will coast for the win. It is Gabe Torres, Jaden Lawler, Gary Williams, final 3 heavyweights. And won't say officially, but I think we've got a pretty good idea on who's on the bye at 3.
How about that quarterfinal round, Ronnie? That.
Well, look, anytime you pull into the lanes and you see a guy like Lawler or Torres or Williams, you're thinking, well, those are guys who could very much find their way towards the finals. And sure enough, here we go. Final 3. It is our belief, at least our known, that Gary Williams will be on the bye. And again, unofficially, I do believe Jaden Lawler will have lane choice over Gabe Torres as our 3 cars remaining. By the way, 1 dragster left. A door truck, a door car, and a dragster. Remaining in the final 3 of our Biondo Race Products 30K. Hey, thank you so much for all our friends who have tuned in. We've had a terrific day. Don't forget, of course, tomorrow, Cascade Trailers 30K. We'll do it all over again, Carver.
Another 8 a.m. start.
Mm-hmm.
And, hey, you hate to say it out loud, but it's just now 9 o'clock. That ain't bad.
Yeah.
401 cars, buyback round, and we're 11 hours in. That ain't bad.
There you go. MC shouting out Jeff Rates, who made some killer laps today. Yeah, Jeff did well. Jeff did well in the friendly. In fact, it was Gabe who pointed out Jeff as somebody who should be considered for that best appearing. At Fairlane, that's the white and silver one. Painted that one himself. The Autoland Outlets best appearing car. We'll see who. I'll ask you. You've really kind of had your first chance to be on the grounds today and see all the cars. Anything catch your eye, stand out? I mean, there's a lot of it, and I know it's hard because, you got car after car that's like, wow, that one. And then, there's a door car that goes by, it snaps your neck, and there's a dragster that's gorgeous. I mean, a lot of beautiful machines.
Right. Boy, I love the way the red... Was that a Chevy 2 that was sitting over
Chevy
here in
2?
the sun? Yeah.
I'm guessing we're talking Chris Coolitty's machine.
Correct.
Yes.
Boy, that color, looking through the window and seeing the bright, that red just glowing out there, really lit up under the sunlight. So I had to, again.
You had to look twice on that one.
I'm a Ford guy, but boy, that color just
that
really
one looked
knocked
pretty
my
good.
eyes out. I was over there at Jeff's trailer just a while ago.
Oh,
when
sure.
Y'all were doing the
Yep.
last ones because I had to see what that was. That's one of my favorite body styles.
Mm-hmm.
Anything from 1967. It just was a great year for styling, I think. So whether it's a Fairlane, a 67 Chevy 2, a 67 Camaro, 67 Mustang, they all look beautiful. That's a cool car. It's got a 427 small block Ford in it, and good-looking car. I had it open. I tried to get in it and drive it off, but he did stop me on that.
He did stop you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He said, I know you like Fords and all, but I'm going to keep this one to myself.
Well,
So
try it again tomorrow.
yeah,
Try it again tomorrow.
good-looking ride. I dig that Ranger a lot.
Yeah, that Ranger is cool, huh? Yeah.
I dig that one.
It's a beautiful kind of orange sunburst. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually kind of got two tones to it, and it's really done well.
Yeah, the chop top and the way they've got the bed cover all Frenched in there. I mean, it does look pretty fantastic. And I don't know how I would pick a dragster. And this is not against dragsters. It's
Correct.
just telling you that there are so many that are
They're
just
all
phenomenal.
They're all,
They're
yes.
just beautiful.
The
orange color on
Shane
Sugar
Carr's
Shane's
machines, sure.
car.
Yep.
You know, I like it when you see the sun on there and it really lights one up.
Mhm.
But there was
Yep.
something also particularly clean. I can't remember the driver, but there was a solid white dragster with gloss black wheels on it. And it just looked phenomenal. And I'm going, that one doesn't have all the super wild paint job on it, but just clean and smooth looking. So I don't know. I'd have to walk around for another 2 days and just look at all of them up close. But there's so many fine machines out there.
We'll have this conversation tomorrow. Is obviously the Autoland Outlet's Best Appearing Car Award, $250 and a custom trophy going to that individual. And quite frankly, I don't know who's picking this. I don't know how they're going to pick it because the folks really showed out with the machines. Hey, who's winning the first 30K? 3 names listed. You can now answer on the poll question inside the chat, whether it's Gary Williams, Jaden Lawler, or Gabe Torres. 3 left. Should be worth noting. I believe we will see Gary Williams in the final, assuming that vehicle makes a clean lap. And Lawler and Torres is going to be a good one. So final 3, you can vote in the chat bleachers now who you got winning the Biondo Racing Products 30K.
All right, racers. For the three that remain, the time has come. We got Lawler with lane choice over Torres. Williams is on the bye. So Gary Williams will be making an appearance in the first final round of the 2026 Spring Fling Million, at least for the 30Ks. Question is he going to be taking on Lawler, comma Jaden, or will he be taking on Torres, comma Gabe? We need the three of you up here so that we can talk financial situations. And we need the three of you up here so that two of you can fight it out to see who will get to come back and take on the pickup truck. It's going to be pretty cool. Let's get you headed back to the staging lanes, please. All right, semifinalists. We've got 2. We need 3. That means if you are the one we are waiting for, you probably know that because you're not in the staging lanes right now. It's kind of that whole, deductive reasoning. Be like, oh, there's 2 of the semifinalists already in the staging lanes. I am not in the staging lanes, but I am in the semifinals, which would mean I'm the one that they're waiting on. So if we could. So let's go ahead and get you headed this way, please. If you are in the semifinals but not currently in the staging lanes, you should be there now, please. So here we go. We've got our 3. The discussions have been completed. And with the discussions completed, we got cars fired up. And we are going to find out between Jaden Lawler and Gabe Torres who gets to come back and take on Gary Williams.
Looking at the chat bleachers poll, who's winning the first 30K? When it comes to Lawler versus Torres, Lawler has a 3% edge. The biggest vote getter right now is Gary Williams. Now, obviously, that poll being swayed very much by the fact that Gary Williams is already in the final. Staged vehicle. It's in.
Hey, hedge your bet.
There you go.
Hedge your bet. If you got somebody that's already, like, going to be there.
And by the way, it's Gary Williams.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good racer. All 3 of them. Very solid. Going to be a great final. But in order to get there, got to figure out if it'll be a all door car or will it be door truck versus dragster. Should be an interesting one.
Yeah, I really wish that I could trust that Jake guy. Just wish. Just wish. And yes, Chris, to answer your question, it's just yes. Yes. Oh, looky here. We got a pair. So if you are a door car fanatic, Lawler's your last chance. No, excuse me, I'm sorry. I kept thinking of G-Dub and the FTI car. No, if you are a door car fanatic, we got a chance at an all-door car final. Uh-huh. Yeah, Jake. It's April 1st, and I'm going to go. I trust a dude wearing khakis.
I got to say, I am surprised that we have not...
I'm surprised we haven't seen him pop in before this.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have a chance at an all-door car final. Jaden Lawler trying to get it done against Gabe Torres. Williams sitting underneath the arch. Jake, you know, when you put in there and say all of my ex-girlfriends. Oh, I'm going to tell this to you. I'll tell you later, but it's kind of the same theory that I have. The common denominator in all of your bad relationships. It applies to all of us. What was the common denominator in every one of your bad relationships? For me, it was me. So Gabe's dialed 460. Jaden Lawler's dialed 608.
Be one of those mile-an-hour plays at the top end, too. Lawler will have to navigate the dragster at the top end. And you talk about one of the best and somebody who drives a dragster as well, too, Lawler. So somebody who is very well fit. Final 3, first pair. Winner gets Gary Williams in the finals.
Gary gets the front row seat to watch it all play out in front of him. Lawler and Gabe. I know Gabe is not one to be prone to go in first.
Lawler flickers. Gabe just kind of looking over. He's got it lit now.
Locked. Really? Well, it's going to be Lawler. It'll be an all-door car affair. Jaden was 27. Gabe Torres was 36. That's one of those, you get into a final round and you're like, wait, what? Of all of the times for both of them to be a little slow on the uptake, that is not where you wanted it to be. Lawler, after being 27 green, ends up 610 on a 608. Gabe Torres, 461 on a 460. And Lawler will be back to take on Gary Williams. For neither driver will it be their first time in a final round at the Fling, and neither will it be a first win for either of them at a Fling event. It will be the first time that either of them win in Vegas. Gary Williams, let's go 9 red, and puts a 474 up on the board. So Lawler will come back to take on Williams, and we have one pair left to go here on a Biondo Racing Products Wednesday. I'm losing track of the days already. It's like, no, today on a Biondo Racing Products today. And if we're already at that point, I don't know what's going to be happening by the time we get to Friday night. Hey, guess what's coming up, Austin? Round number final. It's going to be round number final.
All right. So we have quite a bit of statistics that'll fling either driver. We'll start with the race to 5. Both of them, I believe, are sitting at 1. Obviously, when it comes to the race to 5, you have to I believe it's 20K and up is the eligible races. Is that correct?
Yes.
Gary Williams, a winner back in Bristol in 2015. That was a 15K. A winner back in 2019 in Galat. That was a 15K. And then his Galat 2022. And that was his 30K win. Now, he was a runner-up here in Vegas in 22. That runner-up was to Chris Whitfield in a 30K. But then talking about Jaden Lawler, I want to make sure I get this year right. It was in 2024 where he won the Bristol
50K.
So one of them is going to go to 2.
Well, if you started tracking it like at all of them, you'd be like, oh, yeah, and then there was that shootout, and then there was this, and then there was that, and then there was the, it's going to be a ton of fun. But I think there's also a, slight age difference as well, right? The number of years that you've been attending these events, and I don't know. We're going to give both of our drivers an opportunity to make it back into the staging or back into the pits, get them cooled, get them fueled, and start bringing them back around before it becomes time to decide our first 30K winner. All right, finalists, we are ready for you to make your way into the staging lanes. Finalists, we're ready for you. Come on down. Williams and Lawler. It's going to be interesting.
We've been doing the number crunching or researching of obviously the two finalists, which is a fun thing to do when you have two finalists who have been to the finals quite a few times. Obviously, a lot of wins on Gary Williams' side. That's a titan, if you will, in this industry. But Jaden Lawler certainly one of the dominant names lately as well, too. But something that's also interesting to note, obviously Lawler driving the Cobalt.
Yes.
Gary Williams driving Old Red, the truck. This will represent, when it comes to the 30Ks, the main event days, if you will, the 10th straight Fling Series event of criteria where a door car will win the event. If you remember last year, and I will preference by saying 4 of those 10 were from the door car Fling. So let's take those out. This will represent the 6th straight, not including the door car Fling, where it is a door car who will win the final. And I think that's really interesting to look at because we always talk about these door car versus dragster matchups, and these dragsters are built to drag race, set on kill, always talked about as just dead X, and they repeat all the time. And yet it's 6 straight door cars winning these 30Ks, these main events. Dating back last year, I do believe that includes a sweep in Norwalk and a sweep in Bristol, if I remember correctly. I'd have to look back on that, but this would represent 6 straight dating back to last year.
Which, if you're a door car fanatic, is pretty cool. If you're a dragster guy or gal, you're going,
how do we stop this streak?
How do we stop the bleeding? But we will see. There's still 3 more main events, including the big one on Friday, that you'll get the opportunity to try and, totally redeem yourself. Totally redeem yourself. But I do love the fact we've still got 652 people watching, waiting to see who claims the first 30K, including, I think DJ Hodge is still hanging out there listening in. Jake, it's good to hear from you, sir. Some have already bumped over to the second feed. So do we all have to bump over there too? I'm just saying. How many?
Yeah, almost 500 with, quite a bit in the chat bleachers. Eric, JB, Kane, Rod, Cody, Jax, Nicholas, Ron, thanks for joining us.
Have I played RBR?
Spring Fling Million After Dark.
Oh. No, not yet. I didn't know that Roblox bracket racing was a thing.
Yeah, it's actually quite extensive.
How do those squarish tires do?
Oh, no, they're not square. They are true, they work.
Oh, but I'm saying, like, everything in there isn't it all based on, like...
I think you're thinking of Minecraft.
That's what I'm thinking
You're thinking of Minecraft.
Yes,
You're
sorry.
thinking of Minecraft. Yes.
I am thinking of Minecraft, not Roblox. No, I have not. I'm going to have to...
No, they're like actual racetracks and race cars. And
Vegas is in there.
Yeah, Vegas is in there, yeah.
All right. I'll have to check that out. I know I'm not versed in the world of Roblox. Are you, Jake? Are you like an RBR guy? I think the reason that I am afraid of doing that type of stuff is Because if I get involved in it, then other priorities in life would probably take a back seat when they really shouldn't.
Vincent, sleepy but hanging on. Dirt
right.
Scoot, 30K on a Wednesday, pretty good pot. Yes, I would agree with that.
So, I guess you're on the other.
I'm
feed?
on the new one.
You're on
Are
the
you
new
on
feed.
the old? You're gonna stay
I'm
on the
still
old
on the
one?
old feed.
Okay.
I'm still old school. I'm still on the old school feed.
Tug checking in from Washington State. Lee says G-Dub for the win. One Garage says let's go Sonoma. Old Red.
Okay.
Nicholas checking in says dig the Cobalt. Was making some good laps in Tucson. And here we go in the final.
All right. Apparently, maybe that's where I can justify it from a priority standpoint, is I'll get me and the kid both playing it. That way it's family time.
There you go.
That way it's
There
family
you go.
time. He likes his Roblox. So I think I can probably convince him that we need to find that, and
You can start making tribute cars.
we
To your
can.
favorite cars. You would probably get a great kick out of it because you could almost like do something like your own little Halloween race. I know you guys do that Hot Wheels deal
Absolutely.
on the Halloween Classic deal.
Thanksgiving. During our
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
That's
our Thanksgiving
I'm
bracket
sorry.
race.
Yep, Thanksgiving.
The Val Humard Hot Rod Diecast Shootout.
Yep.
For sure. But no, we might have to do that. Once again, finalists, we are looking for you in the staging lanes. Finalists, come on down, please. I'm going to have to check it out. First things first, I'll probably just have to look at my kid and be like, hey, help me get on Roblox. How does this work? Hey, racers, your attention, please. Just so that you know, for tomorrow morning, the Cascade Thursday. Cascade Trailer Thursday. Again, we're going to start parking and registration 7 a.m. There will be a new entry time run at 8 a.m. So there will be a new entry time run at 8 a.m. Again, if you are going to be a new entry tomorrow, we do want to make sure that you are in the lanes ready to roll at 8 a.m. because round number 1, then we'll start that with Larice Pro at 8:15. Today we started with like even numbers. Today we started with odd numbers. Tomorrow we will start with even numbers. So we'll have the even numbers going first tomorrow. But again, new entry time run will be at 8 a.m. Then we'll get into Larice Pro round number 1 at 8:15. And we will continue to roll through. I'm going to have to check this out.
Didn't even see the
Oh, yeah, look at that.
the new chat, of course, with the oh yeah, there you go. Oh.
Those are some decent-looking graphics.
Yeah, quite a bit of our friends over there in the chat bleachers on that new one. So thanks for migrating over. Thank you for tuning in.
So you're saying I could get in there and own a 67 Nova again?
You could be a 67.
Yes.
Yeah, you could make it red and black and everything, just like candy red. All right, I think our 2 finalists are back there, getting ready, figuring everything out again tomorrow with our friends at Cascade Trailers. A friendly reminder: a new entry tomorrow is defined as a driver or car that has not been down the racetrack. So I can't imagine there will be a ton.
No, there won't be a ton.
There won't be a ton. So if you are in Larice Pro, I'd be ready about 8:05, 8:10, if not earlier. Right out of the gate.
The preceding message was brought to you by Ronnie Court.
Yes.
The views and opinions expressed from in the tower do not necessarily represent those of the Spring Fling.
It's good that you get that disclaimer in there.
Just got to toss it in there.
Yeah, protect them.
Protect the innocent. Protect us from ourselves.
Oh, geez. Now I got everybody sending me their Roblox.
You getting spammed with Roblox race cars?
I'm starting to get Roblox.
Like
Look
I'm
at
getting
that. Yeah,
hammered
there you
with
go.
Roblox race cars.
Oh, yeah.
Who did the Tesla?
Look at that. Danny did the Tesla with the,
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
with the fuel in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That makes sense. Oh, here we go. Now I'm getting videos of. Look at that. And Steve Williams. He's got Steve Williams' Corvette in the game. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I got to get on this game.
Excuse me?
$80 a car? That's not bad. 280 a dragster. Oh, 200. Yeah, but can't you do this? Can't you do this yourself? Hmm. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's fine. But okay. That is interesting. I don't know that I want to guess how much you paid for your Steve Williams dragster or your Supercom dragster. Final pair. Jeez. They made Williams. They made all of them. Robert Murphy. That is pretty cool. Even Danny Hoff's out there. He's like, dude, yep, that's right. That's my car. I have the notoriety. They have free cars. Yeah, that's probably what I would look to start with is the one that's free 99. Start with the free 99.
The Kia Sorento.
Well, look, when it comes down to it, every good dealer knows you start with the first hit at free 99. And then once you're hooked, once you're hooked,
it's quite the way to describe it.
Then
It's quite the way to describe it,
then you
Mr.
can really
Hershey.
start working through it.
Oh, boy. Final round on this Biondo Racing Products 30K. Gary Williams and Jaden Lawler. This will be a good one, Nate.
It's going to be amazing. And yes, for Robert Murphy, from what I understand, the developer, that's impressive. So those look really, really good. Jaden Lawler lights up the rear tires. Quick burnout coming out of the right side of the racetrack. Under the lights on a Wednesday night here at the Strip. It is Biondo Racing Products. $30,000 to win. And it's the final round. I think it's pretty impressive to see the quality of players that have made their way to this point in the game. G-Dub and what you're calling, or what they call Old Red. Out of Bradenton, Florida, rolling up. 576 is the dial for Williams. Lawler gets the opportunity to leave first with the 609. It's over. Jaden Lawler turns it red by 13 thousandths of a second. They both bail out of the throttle. And Gary Williams adds another one. Another 30K win to his already impressive resume here at the Flings. Took that 15K in Bristol back in 2015. Took a 15K at Galat in 2019. And now with a second 30K win, puts his name on the list for the chase to 5. $30,000 tonight, added to that $30,000 he earned in Galat. And what's probably going to haunt Jaden Lawler about the whole thing is when you are lining up against a guy like G-Dub, what do you expect to see as a reaction time in the opposite lane? Not 31. G-Dub was 31. Jaden Lawler knows it was there. The door was open. But congratulations. I got to tell you, Gary Williams, Jaden Lawler, impressive. Impressive to say the least. In a field like this, to be able to make it down to the final 2, that's pretty much the way it's going to be. Nothing but impressive. So Gary Williams is going to come down and join us in front of the banner. He is your first big winner, at least as far as the 30s are concerned. Costin was a big winner last night, taking home that American Race Cars Regals Dragster. But tonight, it's going to be Williams. We're going to grab the microphone, go down and talk to Gary, and then close up shop and get ready for tomorrow's 30K.
All right. So Gary Williams getting the big check and the trophy. As Nate Hershey grabs the microphone, going to make his way down to celebrate with the dominant man that they call G-Dub.
All right. We are going to pop in here with now a 4-time main event winner at a Fling. Couple of 15s and now 2 30-granders. It puts you on the list for the race to 5. But, my friend, what a show you put on today in Old Red. Tell me a little bit about your day.
I definitely didn't put on a show. Old Red definitely did most of the work. It was just on time, and we slung an alternator belt early, and we were riding her with no battery charger, nothing, just barely keeping up. So we figured out we were starting barely for the last few rounds. But, you know, this FTI and the Fuel Factory and Nesbitt and, you know, Overkill and all the guys that take care of us, man, it just makes this a lot easier to do when you got good equipment under you and good people behind you.
It definitely does, and for a guy like you, you've got the reputation out there. A lot of times people roll up next to you, get a little nervous because you've got the name that goes along with it. But does this type of stuff ever get old? Do you ever find yourself like, yeah, okay, here we go again, but somehow you always seem to remain focused?
They've been few and far between, so they definitely don't get older. You wouldn't be out here, you know. I definitely lucky in the final, and, you know, there's been a race win a thou earlier today. You know, everything's just hard to get by, and they're getting tougher and tougher every day these days. And we come out here on this coast with all the wind and stuff we're not used to in the the air is not what we're used to, but luckily we, like I said, with the good equipment and good track and good stuff, it's really lucky that we get stuff done like this.
So I'm going to ask you this before we wrap things up. We're getting into 4 days of racing. You pick up the win on the first day. Obviously, some other big ones coming in. Do you feel like that helps you get that momentum going for you, or do you feel like tomorrow's another day and you're going to have to refocus all over again?
You just got to keep staying focused, and I mean, it definitely helps to get off your back early. So it being out in the head of the group definitely is a lot easier to look back than forward.
Well, breaking through on day number 1, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your winner on a Biondo Racing Products 30K Wednesday, the man, Gary Williams. So before the night is over, apparently a little graffiti. We'll find out what that means here in a minute, maybe, if it's safe for the PA. But before the night is over, we are going to hop in here with our runner-up on the night, Jaden Lawler. Obviously, it would have been a little bit better to have that last win light turn on. Left a little bit early, but overall, a pretty good day. Ending up in the final, grabbing some money here on the first day of the 30K. And what do you think so far of your trip to the West Coast? I think is this your second time coming out here to Vegas at the Fling? So second time at the Fling, finding your way into a 30-grander, finding your way as a runner-up. How would you grade your performance today?
I'm happy with how the Cobalt did today. It's always cool to stage in the finals in Vegas. And, yeah, we've been fighting this thing. We didn't think it was going to be any good in Tucson, and then started coming around here in Vegas.
Well, it definitely came around here in Vegas today. The thing was running really, really well. And tell me a little bit about the guys that help you put this car together. And, I mean, this thing's just gorgeous.
Teammate, partner, Will. Rickman did the motor. We got a couple converters from Cohen until finally got it pretty close. Dwayne Silence, my granddad, and yeah, I think that's it.
I'll tell you what, it sounds like a good group of dudes. Sounds like you are having at least a pretty darn good start to the week. You've got several more days of racing to go here, but nicely done. Congratulations to you. Let's hear it for Jaden Lawler, your runner-up here in the final of 30K on a Biondo Racing Products Wednesday. Well, race fans, that is going to do it for us here tonight. It is a wrap on a $30,000 Biondo Racing Products Wednesday tomorrow. The Cascade Trailers 30K day kicks off bright and early. We'll do a new time run at 8 a.m. We will do our first round at 8:15 a.m. with Larice Pro. They are already getting the track ready for tomorrow morning. We will see all of you out here bright and early. On behalf of Brent Carver, on behalf of Gabe Killian, who spent a little mic time with us, and on behalf of Ronnie Court, I'm Nate Hershey. We're going to say goodnight, and we will see you all bright and early tomorrow. Have a good one.